Hi, I'm Rachel Ward, and today I'm going back to Mexico Street, which is the third of Simone Buchholz's Chastity Riley series to be published in English, which was released by Orenda Books in 2020. Maybe one day plastic bags will be better than gulls. It's as if the buildings are breaking over people. 1, 2, puke, big chunks, everyone dead. A couple of architects on speed wanted to play Tetris against each other and everything got out of hand. Brutal boulders in washed concrete and steel stand around the place. They were white once, in the 60s and 70s of the last century. They used to gleam, but now the light is peeling off in great flakes. There are cracks everywhere. In between there's mirrored glass, merciless. The few open windows might also be smashed or broken or be missing in some other way. You never know exactly what's caused the black holes in the facades. The streets are canyons, and although lonely trees and brave squares of grass have been planted here and there, this is no place for any kind of life. Lying at my feet in the middle of a heap of fallen plaster is a sky blue lighter. It strikes me as sad and comforting in equal measure. I pick it up. The warm wind whirls a plastic bag through the air and a second flies behind it. Maybe one day plastic bags will be better than gulls after all. Sometimes I hold fast onto things that just drift past like that. It postpones facing the big stuff a little, but of course it doesn't mean I don't have to deal with the thing I'm here for. So I shove the lighter into my trouser pocket and the flying plastic bags out of my mind and approach the almost dead man in the half-carbonised car. It was one of those early morning calls that send you out on the trail without a pause for breath. Could I head over there? A burning car? Again. Apparently we really need to get a grip on all these burning cars. I'm not particularly interested in the burning cars. You know exactly why your cars keep burning, Hamburg. But this time it wasn't just a car set on fire. There was also a person. Setting people on fire in cars, bugger that, it's not right. I went without coffee, just slipped hastily into my boots and then into a taxi. When I reached the north of the city, a fireman was cordoning off a wide area around the scene of the fire. He said that the black Fiat hadn't been ablaze for long. They'd got here quickly. They'd been busy in this neck of the woods anyway, because, you know, every morning since last summer there've been cars burning round here left, right and centre. The cheek of it, and besides, sheesh, how lovely cars. Yes, I said. This car business gets on my tits. And this morning, he just kept on talking, they were burning here in City Nought. But there are fires all over anyway, I think, as I stand around, still a bit out of sorts because I'm so knackered. Everyone keeps getting worked up about the fires, and everyone keeps getting worked up about the helicopters searching the city for hotspots at dawn. Obviously you can't help hearing them, but they shouldn't be getting worked up about the helicopters, or about the burning cars either. They ought to be getting worked up about the things that cause people to set stuff on fire. The anger, the rage, the stupidity. We close our ears to it as if we could muffle our brains at the same time. The fire has only affected the front of the Fiat. From behind, the car looks almost new. But there's still smoke inside it. The poison must have crept in through every crack. The driver's door has been cut open. Was the car locked? I asked the emergency doctor, who's kneeling beside the man on the asphalt, getting ready to insert a drip. His colleague pumps oxygen into the unconscious man's lungs. All the doors were locked, says the driver, and I was a bit surprised that he didn't call for help, given that everyone carries a phone these days. Or that he didn't just open the door, that's usually possible, isn't it? Perhaps he was asleep, I say. Perhaps he was drunk, says the doctor, and it sounds like an accusation. But he'll survive, won't he? Shrug. Can't say. Depends how long he was in there for, and on the exact mixture he inhaled. The fire brigade say they were here 10 minutes after receiving the call, but of course the car will have been burning for a few minutes before that, so you never quite know. What are his chances? After 12 minutes in the smoke, not so good.